I have a disease.
Good morning, Adam.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
It's called Gaucher's disease. I found out I had it when I was 8 years old. It's a storage disease. And basically what that means is my body doesn't naturally produce a certain enzyme that's necessary for certain functions, one of which being the depletion of dead cells from my spleen. It's hereditary, so I've had it since I was born, but we only found out about it when I was 8. It was a really scary time. Doctors told my parents that there was a chance I might have leukemia. And at that point, my spleen was 16 times its size. It was bigger than a basketball in my stomach. My parents didn't have the disease. They were both carriers of a gene. And when two carriers have a baby, there's a 1 in 4 chance that baby has Gaucher's disease. This disease, it's incredibly rare. There are only around 10,000 people in the world with Gaucher's disease.
Are we gonna do same hand? Or you wanna switch it up?
No, same old.
Okay, Chip.
This is my nurse, Julie. She's been coming here once a month for, what, 10 years?
Probably at least. I think since you were 18.
Yeah.
When you first got out here.
I was a kid. I was really into sports. I played basketball. And once we found out about this disease, all of that had to stop because the doctors were afraid that my spleen was gonna pop. And if it pops, that's pretty much it. It can be fatal. And that's when I started getting this medicine. At first, the medicine was a synthetic form of the enzyme that I was missing, made from hamster cells. It's still a synthetic form of that enzyme, but it's made from vegetables instead. So it's kosher. I'm not kosher. And because of this disease, I was really short for my age. I had really low energy. My complexion was really pale. I had these big bags under my eyes. And I bruised easily, and my blood didn't clot very well either. So I wasn't allowed to do any physical activity. No sports, no roller coasters, no wrestling. There were definitely some things that made it really hard. There was this one time my entire class was supposed to go on this school trip. We were going to Ellis Island. I had never been to the Statue of Liberty and I was so excited to go. And we were all lined up outside the school and everyone had their permission slips, including me. And before we started walking to the subway, the teacher looked at me and said, "Oh, Adam, you know what? You're not gonna be able to come with us. If your spleen pops while you're on the boat, I don't know what we would be able to do about that." And she sent me back to school. I was already super short for my age. I wasn't allowed to play with any of the kids in the yards at lunchtime. And now I couldn't even go on school trips. But that's also the same time that I started singing and acting and dancing and entertaining in general. It became my main focus because it was one of the only things I was allowed to do. So I went to every dance class. I started taking acting class. I was taking singing lessons. I just buried myself in music and TV shows and movies. That was how I spent all of my time. All throughout elementary school, you'd find me in my room, practicing my tap dancing or singing show tunes or doing monologues in front of the mirror. That was my reality. I never really talk about this publicly because I try to avoid sympathy whenever possible. I have a great life and I'm a very lucky person. And the truth is that my condition gave me the opportunity to find my passion at a very young age. And for that, I am so grateful. Recently, a friend of mine told me he was dealing with a pretty serious condition. He reached out because he knew I'd been dealing with this for the better part of my life, while still working hard every single day and not letting it slow me down. That's really why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to reach out to anybody out there that might also be dealing with any sort of condition, whether it's completely debilitating or just mildly symptomatic. I can guarantee you there is a way to turn a negative into a positive, to see light when everything around you is dark. Because those passions that I found, acting, singing, dancing, they've awarded me everything in my life. Every single thing that I'm so grateful for, I owe to the fact that I found those things when I was stuck in my room because I had a disease. I have a disease. So, I know this hasn't been a very normal vlog, but I really wanted to share this with you because it is a part of my life, and I share my life with you guys. And while I often only show the great parts of my life and the exciting parts and the adventure, we all have something to overcome. You will find the silver lining if you look hard enough. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll be back to regular vlogs on Friday. And if you know anybody that might benefit from watching this video, send it to them. I have a disease, and I don't know who I'd be without it.
He was walking, and all of a sudden he stops and goes,